Yes, we are discussing the removal of petroleum products. The decision taken by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on May 29, 2023, when after he had been sworn in, when he announced that removal of petroleum subsidy is now has taken effect. If you critically examine that decision taken that day by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, one can ask himself, did he really prepare for that decision before he announced it? Did he really prepare for the outcome of removal of subsidy from petroleum products? Is it really prepared? Has it thought it very well? Has it thought it reasonably well and decide on what to do? This is how I will go about it. We saw that after he announced it, that very day, within few hours of that same day, all filling stations in Nigeria had just set their pump price of petroleum products, be it diesel, be it kerosene, be it petrol, everything was on the higher side. When government did not even announce particular price at which that product will be sold. The question then is, did President Bola Ahmed Tinubu actually prepare for that decision before he took it? I doubt it. I doubt if he has actually prepared, if he thoroughly has examined that situation, has thoroughly studied that situation, and after the effect you have on Nigerians, before he took that decision, I doubt if he has ever done that. I don't think he has done that. Because the effects in the cost of living of Nigeria was so much that he himself now saw the need to bring in palliative. And the palliative promised to give to Nigeria were never there. We never saw any palliative being displayed to Nigerians. There was never any cushion effect, arrangements put in place to reduce the cost of living of Nigerians. To reduce the cost of living, to correct the excessive high cost of living that decision brought upon Nigeria. So we can say that decision was not well thought out before it was taken. It was not a well thought out decision before it was taken. Now, not only that, now let's now look how he managed the fund of that subsidy removal, of petroleum products subsidy removal. He said he was giving the money to the governors. Let's ask a question. Let's ask a question. Is governor the most appropriate place president should have been giving the money to? I think no. President Tinubu knows that removal subsidy from petroleum products will bring or raise the cost of other materials that touch the life of living of Nigerians. It will raise cost of living of other materials, other items of living of Nigerians. And he knows that the cost of it, the price at which you buy all of them will rise up, will go up. Like transition fare will go up, cost of food stuff will go up. But after all, food will be brought from hinterland to the market. All these areas, cost of living generation, cost of everything you can think of will go up. You will have retained greater percentage of that money and share the remaining maybe 30% with the OTS of government of federal, state and local governments, and now spend that 70% of that removal, the money saved for personal removal, subsidy removal, and spend it on the basic item that touches the life of Nigerians. Number one, transportation. If we have spent the money in providing alternative public buses to the people, to the masses, so that people will choose to have alternative of either going private commercial bus or government buses. This money is enough to bring in series of number of different transportation, program that will bring people or give people alternative means of transportation at a cheaper rate than relying solely on commercial public transport at a exorbitant price. He didn't do that. Not only that, what about social security? That money is what Nigerians want to be given social security as grants from that money. The money is in excess of trillions. If you release part of that money towards a security grant, the social security will cushion the effect of high cost of living occasioned by removal of subsidy of petroleum. You'll have gone a long way, but instead of doing that, he did that. What about even provision of palliative cushion effect that will reduce the pressure of high cost of living on Nigerians? We never study palliative. What about empowering empowerment, empowering citizens in their vocational people, in their vocational business, small entrepreneurs. You can support entrepreneurs, vocational people who are doing their private business, not large scale, but it's SME, even make money available to, no, I mean, a multiple of microfinance houses for people to loan to release money or to entrepreneurs. It should have done this by all this money will get into the hands of Nigerians. They will be able to make use of it to advance the cost of their businesses, and the cushion effect will be felt seriously by Nigerians that reduce I mean, the cost of living must have drop and the standard of living will go up. These are other areas where that touch life of Nigeria that this money should have been spent instead of giving the money to, I mean, to governors. This is anomalies. This is wrongdoing of Mr. President, the way he managed the subsidy removal, the way he managed the money made from subsidy removal. It was not well spent. The way he displayed the money, the way he spent the money was not okay. We need to comment on this, and that's what we have just pointed out. Now look at the cost of living now in Nigeria is extremely high. Cost of living, cost of living is extremely high. Standard of living has dropped. Cost of education, yes, even government institutions, it said there's a student loan. How many students have gotten the loan? The student loan, I don't really think it has gone really down way into this of public institutions. If private institutions too, private institutions too, should have opportunity to benefit from the loan. After their own Nigerians, not necessarily that public, not necessarily public institutions alone, but it should be the beneficiary of the student loan. It should cut across all higher institutions in Nigeria, whether private or government. These are areas if the president has spent this extra money made from petroleum products, removal of subsidies from petroleum products. These are areas if he has spent the money on, will have reflected the living standard of people, and the cost of living in Nigeria will have dropped, and the living standard will have gone up. They will have been living better. Their life will have been better than now. But the way he's brought the money only to the governors, that he said the more money that he gives to the governors is appalling. It's not the best. The president must know that the way he spends the extra money made from removal of subsidy from petroleum products was not the right way it should have been spent. It should have been spent on those items I've enumerated. One, it will have spent it on providing more money to SME, small and medium scale enterprises. It can have provided money in form of grants, yes, to Nigerians who are doing their private business. It's not every Nigerians that are any salary. No, it's not all Nigerians any salary. This should have been done by that. Should have provided this money. Should have provided grant for them. It should have even provided social security for Nigerians. Elderly people, aged people are there that should have been benefited from this money as grant social security is being done all over the world. Not only that, if you have subsidized and brought about public transportation, you have provided alternative. You have spent this money to provide alternative public transportation for Nigerians to have as an alternative. As alternative to the private public transport they are going for every day. These are things I think the president should have done, and I think he didn't do. Which we have to point out that the way he spent the money of subsidy was not to the best of the interest of Nigerians. He should have spent the money in a better way by on this itemized. If you had done that, great number of Nigerians would have felt the effect of removal of subsidy. They would have benefited from it. After all, we also benefited from it. Thank you.